Ladies, has a guy ever won you over even though you weren't initially interested in him? I met a lady about 6 months ago for a glass of wine. We were introduced via a mutual friend. She said flat out she was just seeing me to make her mother happy and that she was not interested in a relationship. She made it clear marriage is not something she is open to and a firm no to kids. I told her I wasn't there to change her mind and asked her to go kayaking with me the following day. Fast forward to today, and we are discussing children, marriage, and in a relationship. I asked her what happened, and she said the fact that I respected her wishes and didn't try to change her mind set me apart from the others. And it kind of snowballed from there for her. Yes, I wasn't interested in my husband at first, and then he won me over with his thoughtfulness and great personality. Me too. We were chatting on Quora and both thought we'd never meet, since he lived in the US and I in Europe. But the conversation was so riveting, we eventually Skyped, and the rest is history. Yep, initially I was good friends with a guy I met in college. He was interested in dating me when we first met, but I didn't feel the same way. We stayed good friends for 2 years. Over that time, I saw how much he matured and I became more attracted to him. Mostly, I really valued him and our friendship. I thought about how I didn't want to regret not dating him because he was someone I wanted in my life as more than a friend. I caught feelings and confessed it to him. We started a relationship and now we're married. He didn't even intentionally win me over. I wasn't interested in him at first, and he respected my decision and we stayed friends. Life just went on and I realized how amazing he was. Same for me. Getting to know someone makes you appreciate each other. If it's not dating, you look at it differently, and for me, I am more open to a friend than to a date. When I first dated me BF, I already knew everything about him as a person. I even knew what he liked in bed because it came up a few times after a few times when we had a drink with or wive and husband. We were couple friends. It was really safe to date him because I already knew what kind of person he was and that he cared about me and wouldn't play me. This made me to allow myself to fall head over heels for him, and it's the best thing ever. I really should advise anybody, be friends with your partner first, because it's just really nice to be friends with your partner. He is not only my partner, but also my friend. I tell him everything and share everything with him. It's really nice. Everybody should have that. I may be the outlier, but yes. I met this guy while I was married to my abusive ex-husband, having left him and divorced. This guy used his military enlistment to give me distance and time to heal. After 2 years, I'm beginning to realize that I'm actually interested in him. He won me over by not pursuing me, but giving me the space I need in order to heal and allowing for things between us to naturally progress on its own. Yeah, this is the way. Don't try to win someone over. Instead, be there for them. Especially in time of need, show that you care for them, but never expect them to fall for you. Just do it as a friend. And if they happen to fall for you, great, but that's probably rare. I had a guy I fell for because he cared for me when my ex didn't. But in the end, it didn't work out because we had different values. Well, I don't like it if someone just hunts at me, but a guy can make an impression by just being himself. If I get to know someone, I might chance my mind. I don't fall for looks, I fall for a person. And if I person turns out to be someone I match with, I might fall for someone. Ignore my current BF 20 years before we dated. We were always just friends. Never had anything going on or think about each other in that way. We were both married and happy and monogamous. Then we both got divorced and didn't see each other for a while. After a few years, we met again and I got to know him from another perspective, and we both fell head over heels. My husband, he pursued me hard. The first date was a flop with no convo, but after that he knew what he wanted and did everything he could to get it. He cooked for me, still does. He created experiences for us early on. He was spontaneous and passionate. He prioritized me when other people wouldn't, and made a point to be consistent and steady, like hanging out every so many days so we wouldn't fade out. He surprised me. He texted me for no reason out of the blue with songs that meant something to him, or to us. It took me a good few dates to really believe it could be something, but he knew it could, and he made sure I realized it too. He was everything I needed, but didn't know I needed in the moment. 6 years in, he still does most of these things and more, and I've gotten over the need to have intensity and fleeting passion. and instead have steadfast and loyal love with a wonderful human who makes me feel safe and cared for. I was reading my journal from a couple years ago, and I found the entry where I first met my boyfriend. I said, "Iggy acts kind of stupid, but he's all right." Now he's the first person I've ever loved. I'd say that what won me over was that he actually wanted to hang out with me and would set up times to meet up. And this was when we were still friends. After a couple months, he asked me out on his birthday, and we went out with his friends to celebrate, and then I stayed over at his place. He was also very funny. You would be surprised how attractive humor is. I like witty, irreverent humor, and that's what my BF is. He's not super good looking, he's pretty average, but I am really attracted to him because of his interest and humor. I like a lot of other parts of him, but those two things were the main attributes that won me over. Yeah, my current BF. I came from a mental abusive relationship and I was wasted. Didn't want anything to do with him or anyone. He just won me over because he could give me the time and support I needed back then when he didn't owe me nothing. He listened and had patience with me. God, I was so emotionally unavailable and he was an angel. Nobody has ever treated me like his main priority like he has, and now we're going to celebrate 2 years together. He knew I wasn't interested in him in an emotional way and still stayed by my side. I really appreciate what he did because I was in a very dark place. It's been a pleasure to see each other grow together. Yes, actually, and I'm about to marry him. We were friends for a long time before we began dating. He had initiated romance a few times, but I had turned him down because I just didn't feel ready for a relationship at that time. The most important thing is that he never became bitter about it, and he always continued to value me as a friend. It was never just to date me or have sex with me. Our friendship was more important than that, and he knew he had to be okay with the fact it might never be more than friendship. Eventually, I did feel ready to enter a relationship again, and I felt comfortable to do so with him because I knew he valued me as a person. He had always been kind and good to me because that's who he is. It was never a facade to hide an ulterior motive. He was, and still is, my best friend. My husband now pursued me. I told him I wasn't interested in dating someone outside of my church. My family is religious and strict. It was easier to be upfront than having to deal with the family drama. He first started texting me as a friend and read books that I was currently reading. He would discuss books with me, read what I was reading, etc. Then one day I saw him at a church service. Apparently he was attending Bible studies but didn't tell me. Once he was baptized, he asked me on a date. He told me, "If you say no, it's okay." I'm just glad that through you, I now have a relationship with God and it means a lot to me. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed hearing these stories about unexpected connections. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more intriguing discussions, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and remember, love can surprise us when we least expect it. See you next time!